Good evening. This is Rudy Giuliani, and this is America's Mayor Live. This from an airplane. The airplane is in Washington. It's headed for Arizona, where I am going for my Caroline's wedding this weekend. And on a very special day, leaving from Washington, D.C., where we attended a swearing-in ceremony for Anna Giuliani as director of FIFA. Secretary Noem has appointed of the FIFA celebrations and the FIFA championship, which will take place for the official one and the club championship this year. It will be in about a dozen cities. Obviously, the challenge is enormous. It's very much up to it. But tonight, since I'll be on an airplane and you'll be watching, I'm going to present an interview that I think the best I've seen in a very, very long time. It's an interview by Dr. Maria with the president of Serbia, Aleksander
Vucic.
Vucic. Right. Dr. Aleksander Vucic, who, by the way, is an old friend, as she will describe during the interview, but of course it's a lot more than that. This is a very, very important interview. We're going to follow up on this bit over the next couple of months to show you the importance of Eastern Europe and the whole rearrangement of things that are going on. We're not sure how it will all come out. But we want America to have very strong allies that we can rely on, particularly with the massive launch being made to us by China. So now we will turn it over to Dr. Maria, the first person, by the way, to bring us the situation in Wuhan, when she was the doctor from Wuhan who told us about the Chinese involvement in spreading COVID virus all around the world, which ultimately killed millions of people. So this is quite an accomplished interviewer. This will be a good. Please stay tuned.
Welcome to the Dr. Maria Show. Well, tonight we're going to talk about an area we don't typically talk about, and that's Serbia. The origins of Serbia can be traced back to the early medieval period with the establishment of the Serbian state way back around the 7th century. The formation of the Serbian Orthodox Church in 1219 solidified the cultural and religious identity of the Serbian people. It was during the Middle Ages that Serbia reached its zenith under the rule of the Nemanjic dynasty, which expanded its territory and influence across the Balkans. I'm actually very fascinated with the Balkan area, and I know a lot about European history, so I'm just now getting into the Balkans. This period also witnessed a flourishing of culture, art, literature, laying the foundation for a rich historical legacy that's still, some of the traditions are still seen today. However, the history of Serbia has also been marked by significant challenges and turmoil. The Ottoman Empire's conquest of the Serbian lands in the 15th century marked the beginning of a long period of foreign domination. And we've seen that, right? Things happened in Italy. First Greeks settled southern Italy, and then the Ottomans came up, Spanish, throughout Europe, this has happened. People take over, get conquered. But having the Ottomans take over never sat well. The 19th century heralded a period of national revival, leading to two uprisings in 1912 and 1913 called the Balkan Wars. And it really was four of the Balkan states: Greece, Serbia, Montenegro, and Bulgaria. And they declared war on the Ottoman Empire, and they defeated it. So again, historically, looking back, Serbia is very unique when it comes to World War I, because it was actually in Serbia that served as the catalyst for the outbreak of this war. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo in June of 1914 A city that was then part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire triggered a series of events that plunged Europe into that war and ultimately America. We never knew really why America was in World War I, but anyways, the post-war scenario brought a series of territorial and political changes, with Serbia in 1918 emerged as a founding member of the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, later known as Yugoslavia. However, the region failed to stabilize, leading to a lot of ethnic tensions and economic challenges. And here comes World War II. In Germany and the Axis allies invaded Serbia 1941, and this led to a very complex scenario involving resistance movements, atrocities committed. In the partisan resistance, I know you probably heard of this name in your history books, Yusuf Broz Tito. He played a defining role opposing those Axis forces and ultimately leading to a significant impact on the broader Yugoslav territory. Communism was on the rise and very definitive in this region. Following World War II, Serbia became a republic within the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Let's go to map 1. I just want to show you what Yugoslavia used to look like. This is what I kind of grew up in. This was Yugoslavia. And it was once a cohesive area. And then Tito died in 1980, and that was the beginning of unrest in that whole area. And things were falling along ethnic lines. The first ones to leave was Slovenia, which I guess historically they were more aligned with the Austro-Hungarian Empire anyway, and then the Croats left as well. But this marked really a lot of unrest in that region. And the Europeans really started to get involved, especially when it came around Kosovo. And there was a lot of accusations that Serbia was doing ethnic cleansing. Certainly, there was a lot of mass graves found. And President Bush 39 did not want to get involved. It's like that part of the world has nothing to do with the United States. We're not getting involved, even though Europe kept pushing us to get involved. But here comes Bill Clinton, and this is very, very controversial. He got involved big time. Even when NATO was kind of pulling back a little bit and saying we want diplomatic solution in this area, we in America bombed Serbia and bombed a lot of the area. Very controversial to this day. Now, if I look back and look at some of the discussions by President Clinton, it was always about the ethnic cleansing. He couldn't stand by because it was humanitarian reasons why he had to get involved. But it was very controversial. Civilians died. There was bridges that they thought were empty that they bombed that was full of people. So to this day, it was controversial, saying too, who is America? Who are we to get involved in other people's battles? And then came the Dayton Accords. Dayton Accords happened in Dayton, Ohio, and NATO members got together and they decided that we need this. We need to stop the war over there. And it did stop the war. But it also created very distinct ethnic lines. This is when we saw the birth of the Republic of Srpska. Let's take a look at map 2. So here you see kind of the changing landscape. And if you look at map 3, because on a lot of maps you don't see the Republic of Srpska, all of a sudden you can see a little bit more of that area. So these Dayton Accords not only dictated territory, and of course we saw that right throughout Europe. Even after World War I, things were divided up. So that wasn't new. We just didn't like America getting involved in that. And we also set up a geopolitical structure saying, okay, we give no one ethnicity. We don't give it everything to the Muslim. We don't give it everything to the Orthodox Christians. It's going to be shared, and this is going to be fair. But how long does that last? Do the people of Srpska have anything to say about it? Do the people of Serbia? Well, I'm very happy that the president of Serbia, Aleksander Vucic, is here with me tonight. Let's go and see what he has to say. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here in the United States. It's a big job being a president. You're president of Serbia, a very diverse, culturally rich area. And I've been fascinated with the Balkans. I don't think, and this is my opinion, I don't represent the United States government, that we haven't paid enough attention to the Balkans. And I think that we have a lot of symbiotic things and a lot of values that are the same. And I'm hoping to bring us closer together. But you've been the president, since 2017?
Yes, before that, prime minister.
Prime minister, you were a mayor.
Deputy prime minister, and which means that 13 and a half years in power, something like that.
Yeah, and what got you involved?
Well, it was an early age when I joined the politics, and in a very ardent way. But, you work with Rudy Giuliani, which means that if you are energetic and ambitious enough, then you can do not everything, but many things. And wanted to change the face of our country, wanted to change the direction of our country. And I believe that we successfully did it. I would like just to tell you one story. 2008, I was a mayor candidate, a candidate for Belgrade mayor, and Rudy was coming to support my campaign. And he was so smart, he was so rational, so energetic, that he understood in 3 sentences what we should have done there if we were coming to power. And it happened actually 4 years later. And in the meantime, we started delivering. And this is something that you can see behind my back. And I'm so happy to be back here and to see him. But to answer the question, I think that many people in so-called democratic deep state were knowledgeable about the Balkans, but they were just lecturing us or giving orders. Mm. And for the first time, I saw some people, it was during President Trump's first tenure, that wanted to listen to us. It was actually the fact that there were, it was Mr. O'Brien, he was the chief of NSC, if I'm not mistaken, Rick Grenell, Jared Kushner, and some other guys. They were listening to us in that submarine or naval room, whatever, without windows, for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It was Friday afternoon, something like that. I said to myself, okay, see these guys, they represent the United States of America, and they were ready, diligent, and dedicated enough to listen to us, to small guys that are coming from Serbia, Western Balkan, whatever. But then I realized how focused, how dedicated those people were. And this was a clear signal to me that something might change. And I hope that during this presidential tenure of Donald Trump, we can change a lot. We started discussing with State Department a strategic conversation between Serbia and United States of America. We believe that we are a small country, of course, that we can be a reliable partner of the United States, and on the other hand, to be seen by the United States as a reliable and a good partner. And hopefully we'll see the president in the days to come. And I can announce something in advance because our trade turnover is very small one. It's not significant almost at all. It's just $1 billion US. But we already, because of this, we were exporting truck tires mainly and bus tires and ammunition. And
You export a lot of cars. I was actually surprised.
no, we started
Yeah.
exporting again. It's Stellantis, it's Fiat, and it's Citroen,
Mm.
one model. But we have a good automotive industry, particularly speaking about spare parts and tire industry. And this was something that we were exporting to United States of America. But I'm ready, and I'm going to propose to the president that we abolish all the tariffs, all the customs for the goods that is coming from the United States of America, and then I believe that we can get a very fair deal. And I'm not ashamed at all to say this, because I'm sure that President Trump is smart enough that he knows that he's just building up his position in order to get better tariffs for his country, and he knows that after that he's going to create really very free trade between all the countries, but with better conditions and under better circumstances for his own country.
Yeah, since World War II, in a lot of ways, the United States was taken advantage of. We were the big guy on the block. We had some deep pockets, so we wanted to help rebuild Europe. And through time, everybody just put these big tariffs on us, and we have this big deficit now. And we've got to have fair trade, and we have to have some revenue income.
We are ready for that.
Yes, that's
Absolutely
great.
ready.
I want to take you back,
Please.
in time. And you were a very young man, because I saw when you were born, and it was definitely after me. But,
It doesn't look so.
so in 1995, at the end of the Kosovo and Serbian War, the Dayton Accords. So I've been a little critical that the United States, their part in it, and I've been a little critical about the Dayton Accord to really tell you guys what territory is what and how to govern. But I do understand this happens after a lot of wars. It happened after World War I. Churchill helped divide up stuff, and this happens. But I got to know a little bit President Dodik in the Republic of Srpska. I didn't even know it existed. Most maps, I couldn't even find it on the map. So I finally learned a little bit about it. In my understanding, in interviewing President Dodik, he would love to be part of Serbia. Is that something that you guys would consider?
I can tell you one thing. First of all, President Dodik has been persecuted, prosecuted, and chased by, dare to say, not only Bosniak Muslim authorities, but people that were imposed by either European Union, either some other institutions from outside, from abroad. And he's been fighting for the position of Serbs in Bosnia and Herzegovina and for the position of Republika Srpska. What we were facing with and what we are still facing with is unparalleled pressure that is going on against President Dodik. They want to arrest him because of his words. Because of
we were
something
there the night before his trial.
Because the guy didn't want to acknowledge that the guy that was imposed as it's not a high commissioner, but high representative of international community was taking
Germany?
measures. Yes, Mr. Schmidt. And then if you see that at the beginning of 21st century, that someone is prosecuting the president of the entity, the prime minister of the entity, the speaker of the parliament of the entity, then there is something wrong. And they didn't steal money, or those were not accusation at all. They didn't do any kind of criminal deeds, any kind of embezzlement, nothing. But actually they were insisting on different type of politics than authorities in Sarajevo. And that's it. And now we come back to Dayton Peace Accord. Serbia is fully supportive to Dayton Peace Accord, which includes territorial integrity of Bosnia, but also territorial integrity of Srpska within Bosnia, and full observance of Dayton Peace Accord. And what has always been said by President Dodik as well. He has always been saying, okay, we want to live together in Bosnia, but we need to have Dayton Peace Accord in effect and fully in effect, not different type of interpretations. But it has always been much easier to accuse Dodik and to accuse Republika Srpska of doing something against Dayton Peace Accord than to realize what is really going on and to be more rational and to be more pragmatic.
Yes.
And I'm happy to hear from you that at least there are people that are able and that are ready and courageous enough to take a bit different stand to many others, which is very important. And I don't say that we are like angels and the others are devils. No,
Right.
It's always different nuances
Every
of
country
gray.
has a little bit of a past,
Everybody,
but we have to
yes, and
start from
everybody-
here, go forward.
Yeah,
Is my philosophy.
but people should, what I think, because Donald Trump started changing the world map. When I say the world map, I don't mean the territories or the borders or whatever. He started changing the world deeply, structurally, and in a very persistent and consistent way. And we were profoundly grateful to him, although he didn't do it because of us or for the benefit or for the sake of Serbian people, but for the benefit and sake of American people with this Doge program with against USAID, NED, and all the others that were
Yes.
spending a lot of money of American
Yes.
taxpayers,
Yeah.
trying to overthrow and topple down regimes which were not obedient enough.
Yeah.
And that was it. And now I think that we need a very, to say it straightforwardly, a rational, pragmatic approach towards the situation in Bosnia, not to take sides, but to see how we can resolve the problem, how we can resolve the issue. I was offering and saying to all the people which I was meeting I'm a Serb, Dodik is a Serb. I was saying to all of them, if we need to find a solution, you cannot just go there and arrest the president, because
Right.
it'll show to an entire world actually that these were totally anti-democratic moves and nothing but that. And then what would you expect from Serbs in Bosnia or from Serbs in
Right.
Serbia?
They're going to get upset.
Yes, they're
Yeah.
going to get very much upset and they won't believe in you, they won't trust you, they won't be
Right.
able to rely on you in next 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened to us in Kosovo in 1999, it's still we have this kind of,
It's a tough
Wounds.
relationship still with Kosovo, isn't it?
we did not recognize Kosovo's independence and we won't do it. And I'll tell you, you see what kind of hypocrisy we were facing. Let's say Democrats here and many European Union countries, apart from 5 of them, apart from Slovakia, Romania, Cyprus, Greece, and which is the 5th. Anyway,
Bulgaria, Macedonia.
no, it's not. No, speaking about Greece, it's Slovakia, it's Romania, it's Cyprus, and Spain. These 5 countries didn't recognize Kosovo's
Oh, I
independence.
see. Yeah. Yeah, right.
And it is, which is very important for us. But let me tell you what kind of hypocrisy we were facing with. In 1999, when Bill Clinton was having huge problems here internally, for many issues, from personal issues to political issues,
Yep.
then they started bombing Serbia
Yeah.
without UN Security Council resolution, without any legal excuse. They did it because they felt they were very strong at that time. There were no opposition in the world. And 19 countries actually attacked Serbia in order to secede 14% of our territory, which is Kosovo and Metohija. And then they did it. Even after bombardment of Serbia, they didn't do it, but they needed 8 years to do it. And they actually encouraged Kosovo Albanians to proclaim Kosovo's independence in 2008. And my question to you is, what do you think? How they could preserve their position? And this is a great argument for President Trump, saying to them what they were doing in 1999 and 2008 and what they are doing today. Because today they say to President Trump, well, you need to take care of territorial integrity of Ukraine. Everything has to be in accordance with UN Charter, UN resolutions, and everything else. You can easily say to them, yes, but it's not me. It's you that you did it against Serbia in 1999 and 2008. And that was a precedent.
Yep.
And then Putin used that, actually. And Putin was saying to Scholz, to Macron, to Charles Michel, to everybody was saying, but you did it with Kosovo, and I'm doing the same, exactly what you did with Kosovo.
Yeah, it was a dark time. Historically, looking back, President Clinton did things that were unprecedented for the United States to bomb Serbia the way they did. Now, there's a lot of pundits who say he was going up for a re-election and he wanted some distraction because of, he claims he did it all for humanitarian uses. It was definitely a dark time.
But you now said something very important. Yes, there are a lot of TV pundits and all the others that are saying actually, well, it was a humanitarian disaster.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, if you didn't catch the narrative that was coming from Russia. Russians were smartly using, and I can't say anything against them on this issue, because they saw what was the narrative against Serbia during that aggression and bombardment of Serbia.
Yeah.
Russians were saying, well, we had to attack Ukraine because it was a humanitarian disaster.
I get what you're saying. They said America did it, we can do it. Yeah.
Yes. And he was saying the same.
What you're saying. Yep.
And now what they're going to say? And they were, and just for you to know, they were saying after Russia attacked Ukraine that it became the first attack and violation of territorial integrity after the Second World War and blah, blah, blah. Which was not true at all. And whenever you remind them on this, then you are in a problem. And then that's the reason why Serbs are always attacked by those people which have no clear consciousness.
Yeah.
And that's it. Sorry that I
No.
took a lot of your time on this topic.
It's part of your history. It's part of my history because America did bomb Serbia. I saw some of the documents that CIA was saying that there was ethnic cleansing going on, and there was a lot of hearsay documentation. Obviously, one thing that we can't dispute is there was mass graves found, correct?
There were mass graves found on both sides.
Okay.
On both sides. And speaking about it, let's say missing persons, I was negotiating that with Kosovo Albanians. And I said to them, okay, let us make a deal this way. I know that President Trump like making deals. And what I proposed to them, it's a humanitarian deal, very important one. They were saying we were hiding some places in central Serbia, saying, okay, you have bigger mass graves. I said, yeah, just put a finger on a map and come to that place within 24 hours. We'll dig it together and we'll see whether it's true or not. And if I do the same, because we believe that we know that there are mass graves filled with Serbs, their corpse, in Kosovo, you do the same. Not even in 24, but in 48 hours.
Yeah.
And they were just avoiding it. And then they made formally very bureaucratic arrangements, which we anyway signed, but
I think that was a very good leadership thing that you did, saying, okay, we weren't in charge at that time. Let's look. I'm sure there was bad actors on both sides. Yeah. Let's just go look. Yeah, no and doubt. They didn't take you up on it.
Yes. Because they always wanted to victimize themselves, and always wanted to present us as not only bad guys, but as world criminals #1, genocidal type of people and whatever else. But when we were coming to the real facts, to the real truth, they were just withdrawing themselves and didn't want to discuss it furthermore.
Mm.
And then, of course, they were scoffing us, scolding us, saying to everybody in the world that it was impossible to do anything with these guys and everything else. But I can tell you, I think that bigger part of the world does understand more and more what's going on, or at least what was going on.
Mm.
Now, that's not a big consolation to us, but
Yes. So if Kosovo decided they wanted to secede, the people wanted to secede, is that something that you would then recognize their independence?
But the real issue is what we're going to do with international public law, and what we're going to do with Resolution 1244, because we signed an arrangement with, under the UN auspices, with NATO forces that attacked us, and they were guaranteeing us territorial integrity of Serbia.
Right, I
In
agree. I looked
1999
at all
and
that.
in 2000,
Yep.
that resolution 1244 guarantees us that.
Right. But, times change. And people
times change. And
Yeah.
then we come to another question. And as you can see, I have a very principled position saying I do respect and I do observe international public law when it comes to Kosovo, which means Kosovo still belongs to Serbia. And at the same time, I have a principled position saying that Republika Srpska is a part of Bosnia. But if they say that Kosovo is an independent state, then how can you say that Republika Srpska has no right with their people to decide?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
I agree with that.
You have to take at least one of these arguments.
Yep.
You have to understand that you cannot play at this type of game. Here, I don't care about UN resolutions and UN charters, and here, on the other hand, I have to defend it. I'll follow it very closely, and that's it.
I don't have a favorable opinion of the UN, but that's my own personal beliefs.
We can put it aside. But the real issue is you have to have moral approach or principled approach in international politics.
Yep, you're right.
You cannot say in this case,
it's okay for the Muslims here, but not for the Orthodox
but it's not for the Serbs.
Versa.
That's impossible.
Yep.
You should have the same, or to use the same principle for both.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
But it was not the case so far, at least.
So since about 2012, you guys have been hoping to get into the European Union. And I don't know. I think it's part of my DNA. I like a lot of fierce independence. And I'm like, I didn't want Italy to become part of the European Union. But obviously, you must think strategically it's the best thing for you. Is it also the best thing for you economically? I would like to see a better Balkan Federation, but I know you put forward to have.
You have exposed some very great ideas in this conversation. I like that idea of United Balkans, and I was insisting on that, and that's why I initiated that Open Balkan initiative. I instigated that together with the Albanian Prime Minister and Prime Minister of North Macedonia, but then it was blocked by Germany. Americans were mainly supportive, both camps, but Germany was mainly against it, and they blocked that actually. And then they were saying, okay, we're going to push forward Albania if Albanians will leave that Open Balkan initiative. And then I don't want to make further comments on this, but it was a big dream for Serbs. After overthrowing Milosevic in 2000, I cannot say that I was very much jubilant about it, but most of Serbian people expected a lot from European future of Serbia. And people were dreaming and dreaming and dreaming. And in 2013, when we signed Brussels Agreement, we thought that all the doors were open for Serbia. But it didn't happen because they were always been able to find another, as German philosopher Leibniz used to say, sufficient reason not to allow us to get closer or to join European Union. They would say, we are merit-based organization, you didn't fulfill that, which means something that you might not fulfill never ever, because it has never been merit-based, because you know that Romania and Bulgaria are not fulfilling half of our conditions, and half of the conditions that all the others were necessary to deliver after them. But anyway, now I think that we are somewhere in the middle, that we were very successful economically in the recent time, and the growth rate of Serbia was bigger than the others. And people learned that we were able to live also without being a part of European Union. But on the other hand, yes, it's true that we got the biggest number of investments from European Union. That from European Union still we get some grants and we get some support on different issues in different spheres. And it's like a big division. Half of the people, they believe that the best part of our future will come when we join EU, and half of our people don't exactly believe in that.
It's nice to be able to do a deal over here, do a deal here, do a deal there, and not be tied in. But
because
again, that's
people,
my philosophy.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But you are an American citizen, and the United States can afford it to itself.
Yes.
Which is not that easy for us.
Right.
Seeing President Trump. Okay, now I'm imposing sanctions, imposing tariffs on China.
Yeah.
Well, China, they're giving me calls day by day. Don't worry, we'll make a good deal, and he's going to make a better deal for the states. Yeah. Then I can do that. But Serbia can't do that.
Yeah, and that's
small.
true. You're
too
right.
small, and we cannot afford this kind of risks and uncertainties like some other countries.
Yeah. What else would you like to tell the American people? I'll leave you the last word.
Yes, thank you very much. I would like to say one thing from the past, which is very much related to the future. And I'll finish with the future. Firstly, after the First World War, the first time that someone hoisted a Serbian flag over White House was Woodrow Wilson, and saying that Serbs were the best and the most reliable ally of the United States in the First World War. And that was a big honor for every single Serbian man or woman.
The whole conflict started in Sarajevo, right?
Yes,
because the assassination.
Yes, because Serb did it.
Yeah.
Serb did it, but not because he was crazy, like he was depicted in, partly at least in Western medias, but he was a hero that killed actually an occupier that ruined after 30 years Berlin Congress, peace settlement, and everything else, just for you to know. And then we were on a side of a good guys, unlike the others that were supportive to Archduke Ferdinand. We were on the same side as United States of America. And I'm saying this because people in Serbia after 1999 didn't like United States of America. Not American people, but American politics, American leadership.
I could see after all that bombing.
Since the appearance of Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, I need to tell you this, and you can check it easily. There is no other country in Europe. I don't know whether it's a similar country in the world, but I don't believe that there is a similar country in the world. Donald Trump, before the last elections, after he won, and before these elections, in which he won again, he got by far the biggest support in Serbia. And Serbia was the only regional country that was overwhelmingly, predominantly supportive to Trump. It was 80+%.
Yes.
It was 59% of total population.
Wow.
Of total population.
That's
among
amazing.
Determined people, it's 80+, just for you to know.
That's amazing.
And
I
that's
know
what
when I was in the Republic of Srpska, they were
but you
in love
know,
with Donald
but
Trump.
you know why people were showing such an emotions towards President
Tell
Trump.
me.
I'll tell you.
Yes.
Because people were hoping to get better relationship with the United States, because people liked American people.
Yeah.
But they could not swallow the fact that we were bombed, that someone was taking a part of our territory, that someone was blackmailing us always, and creating of Serbs the only culprit for everything that was happening in the Balkans and everything else. And that's why people were very eager. They were cravingly trying to find, once again, sufficient reason to start liking and loving America again. And Donald Trump brought something very good to Serbia.
Isn't that lovely? That's wonderful.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I told him once when I saw him last time, I told him, you see, you went to Poland. Poles were cheering you, greeting you. It was nice. There were 5,000 people, whatever. Come to Serbia. You're going to have 200,000 people. 200,000 people listening to you. 200,000 people.
Yeah.
And come to my country. And he was saying, well, that's an interesting idea, but I believe that he didn't believe me. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm very down to the earth guy, very rational, very pragmatic, and always more pessimistic than optimistic. I believe that it can be even more than that.
Yes.
And it shows that you can change even emotions if you just show. It doesn't mean that Trump will revoke a decision of the United States, but at least he can hear us. He can listen to us.
Yep.
He can show an attention to a small country that lost something, and that country was not guilty for that.
Yeah.
And this is something that we like and we love very much, and that's one of the reasons I just
we're not a perfect country.
came here. No one's perfect.
There's a
We are
lot
not
of criticism that some of our past administration had sided with Muslims all the time in the wrong thing, like when the United States and NATO were bombing Serbia. Guess what we weren't paying attention to? Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, I know. And then some of those people that you were very much supportive to from the
Exactly.
Balkans were participating
Afghan freedom
in that
fighters.
biggest attack against
Yes,
the United States
exactly.
of America. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you very
we're
much.
not perfect, but I'm very happy that you're here. This
I'm
has
very
been a
happy.
great interview, and I
Thank
look
you.
forward to hopefully better
See you soon in
relationships.
Belgrade.
Yeah.
And I hope that we'll be
Excellent.
able to establish it.
Thank
Thanks a
you
lot.
very much.
Thank you.
Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? Well, I recently saw a video he made and I was shocked. That guy's amazing and he's staying active well into his 80s. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by just making one change. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger, her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Chuck made a very special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Lindell. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Lindell. You won't believe how simple it is. Whether it's being a weekend warrior or spending time with your family, feeling your best is the key to doing the things you love. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Nirvanta. It's a natural solution designed to help you stay active and live well naturally. Nirvanta is a topical blend of all natural essential oils like frankincense, myrrh, and a proprietary gold standard plant stock extract. It's perfect for your hands, feet, knees, back, or anywhere else that needs a little extra care. Use Nirvanta proactively as part of your daily maintenance routine, and you're guaranteed you're going to feel the difference. Simply massage Nirvanta in for at least 60 seconds, 2 to 3 times a day to get the best results. And if you're not completely satisfied, you get your money back. No questions asked. There's simply no risk and no reason not to try Nirvanta today. Right now, you get 15% off with code Lindell exclusively at nirvantahealth.com. So stop reaching out for that medicine cabinet. Get Nirvanta instead and experience the difference. Go to nirvantahealth.com. Use code Lindell to get 15% off today. Nirvanta Health. Live well naturally. If you want to feel and look your best, you need to check out Pure Health Research. They have 45 premium health supplements that are designed to help you with everyday health goals. Whether it's boosting your energy or trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or even reducing swelling in your legs, Pure Health Research Supplement Store has you covered. Each formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients, backed by clinical research and manufactured right here in the USA. And here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. Just go to purehealthresearch.com and use promo code Lindell at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's nothing to lose. So head over to purehealthresearch.com now, explore their 45 amazing supplements, and save 35% before this deal ends with promo code Lindell. Let me ask you, do you ever think about what's in energy drinks? Well, it's time we did. Introducing Rev 7, a premium energy drink that's actually good for you, and it tastes great and gives you energy all day. Plus, it has no sugar or caffeine, so you won't experience those jitters and crashes that we've all been through with the other energy drinks. And what makes Rev 7 so special is that it's powered with Cognizant, a premium nootropic that helps fuel your mind, and Go BHB, which is a primary ketone in your body that provides the most efficient and cleanest fuel ever. It's a game changer when it comes to consuming less sugar and caffeine and still getting the energy we need. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20%. And I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7. For a limited time, try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? Well, I recently saw a video he made and I was shocked. That guy's amazing and he's staying active well into his 80s. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by just making one change. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger, her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Chuck made a very special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Lindell. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Lindell. You won't believe how simple it is. Whether it's being a weekend warrior or spending time with your family, feeling your best is the key to doing the things you love. That's why I'm excited to tell you about Nirvanta. It's a natural solution designed to help you stay active and live well naturally. Nirvanta is a topical blend of all natural essential oils like frankincense, myrrh, and a proprietary gold standard plant stock extract. It's perfect for your hands, feet, knees, back, or anywhere else that needs a little extra care. Use Nirvanta proactively as part of your daily maintenance routine, and you're guaranteed you're going to feel the difference. Simply massage Nirvanta in for at least 60 seconds, 2 to 3 times a day to get the best results. And if you're not completely satisfied, you get your money back. No questions asked. There's simply no risk and no reason not to try Nirvanta today. Right now, you get 15% off with code Lindell exclusively at nirvantahealth.com. So stop reaching out for that medicine cabinet. Get Nirvanta instead and experience the difference. Go to nirvantahealth.com. Use code Lindell to get 15% off today. Nirvanta Health. Live well naturally. If you want to feel and look your best, you need to check out Pure Health Research. They have 45 premium health supplements that are designed to help you with everyday health goals. Whether it's boosting your energy or trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or even reducing swelling in your legs, Pure Health Research Supplement Store has you covered. Each formula is crafted with natural, non-GMO ingredients, backed by clinical research and manufactured right here in the USA. And here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. Just go to purehealthresearch.com and use promo code Lindell at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's nothing to lose. So head over to purehealthresearch.com now, explore their 45 amazing supplements, and save 35% before this deal ends with promo code Lindell. Let me ask you, do you ever think about what's in energy drinks? Well, it's time we did. Introducing Rev 7, a premium energy drink that's actually good for you, and it tastes great and gives you energy all day. Plus, it has no sugar or caffeine, so you won't experience those jitters and crashes that we've all been through with the other energy drinks. And what makes Rev 7 so special is that it's powered with Cognizant, a premium nootropic that helps fuel your mind, and Go BHB, which is a primary ketone in your body that provides the most efficient and cleanest fuel ever. It's a game changer when it comes to consuming less sugar and caffeine and still getting the energy we need. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20%. And I'm so sure you're going to